Hey everybody, it's that time of the week again. Let's do this thing here. I gotta get my glasses on, I can't see. Okay, thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a drug-free and healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our open forum meeting welcomes parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meetings the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered. By combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large, we have created an environment that is beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol or drug addiction. Meeting start time is 6:30. Please be on time. Please turn off your cell phones, and please refrain from posting on social media during the meeting because no one cares what you had for lunch today. Please, only one person speaks at a time, and when you do speak, do it loudly so everyone in the room and who's watching globally can hear you, because what you have to say is of importance. We will sign anything that needs to be signed. The only thing we ask is that you're honest with what you're saying, especially if you are hurting and need some help. Please raise your hand early so we can help you tonight. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of view on how alcohol and drug addiction has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity, so please refrain from using excessive foul language or language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability in order to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor, a new member, or a returning veteran that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them into our program. Your confidentiality tonight is really not that important to us because it's broadcast all over the world. So if you do want to remain anonymous, hide under a table or sit up in one of these chairs up here. No laughter at that? Really? All right. Please refrain from leaving the meeting while it's in progress because it's annoying. And there's no need to. Smoking or vaping, nobody does that anymore. We don't have to talk about that. And if you're going to litter, as always, do it in one of our trash cans. Okay. Who has the lifestyle?
Yeah. Guidelines for living a lifestyle recovery. The Lifestyles of Recovery guidelines are intended to be utilized by recovering individuals, their families, and anyone else who is striving to avoid substance abuse and achieve sobriety. Guidelines. 1. Recognizing that substance abuse ruins lives. 2. Wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse, such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. 3. Using resources such as friends, families, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us stay focused and motivated. 4. Finding balance and working toward making it a part of everyday life. 5. Building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. 6. Understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. 7. Lifting a person up is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Be there for yourselves and be patient with your friends and family. 8. Learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior, providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not further their usage. 9. Recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyles as challenges to triumph over. 10. Caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality is a source we use for our sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent. Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all those affected by addiction.
Awesome. Okay, before we get started with the introductions, which is my favorite part of the meeting, I want to direct everybody's attention to this awesome painting on the wall, right? And I'd like Jay to, where's Jay? Stand up. Jay created that, right? Give her a round of applause. We just read said that using art is a part of one of our lifestyles. Can you describe what you have awesomely created there for us?
Sure. So I actually started with this concept when I was deep in my binge drinking, and I created the smaller one first. So the Jack Daniels and the Fiji water is kind of like the tug and pull between wanting sobriety but also wanting to still stay destructive, which is what I was experiencing. I would have long periods of sobriety and then I would want to go back to drinking, and it was kind of just like like both sides of the skull. It was like, I want this, but I want this, and they're not meshing together. So, and then the fluidity of it just kind of is like how it feels when you're like going on that roller coaster of emotions through trying to heal and then being in pain at the same time. And I use the skull as a reference in a lot of my paintings because I struggle with wanting to live a lot, and so the skull is kind of like that inner suicidal voice that I have. But the left side of the water is supposed to show the hopefulness, and then the right side is the destruction.
Wow. How do you feel about having that up on the wall?
It feels really good, and I appreciate you letting me express myself and hanging it up. So it's my first public commission, and I appreciate it.
You're going to have 3 more as we keep going, so congratulations. Okay, so why don't we do some intros? First of all, is there anybody here for their first ever Racing for Recovery meeting tonight? Right on? Okay. Welcome. What we're going to do is everyone is going to go around and very loudly, you're going to say your name and why you've joined us tonight. Go ahead, bro.
I am okay. My name is Russell, and I am here because this is a vital part of my recovery, and there's no place that I'd rather be than right here with my family. Love it.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm here because this place saved my life and gave me a new one.
Hey everybody, I'm Matthew. I'm here because trying to get sober on my own on the street has never worked for me, and I'm really excited about the program. Everything I saw today in orientation made me really optimistic, and just looking forward to getting healthy, mind and body. And thank you, Todd.
Right on, man.
I'm Michael, and I'm from Wasion, and I wanted to venture out and meet some new people.
Welcome, Michael.
Well,
I'm Anita, and I just thought of what I was going to say and I forgot. I'm just happy to be here.
That's cool.
I'm Audra, and I come to learn.
I'm Will. I come to learn and come to run pools and play silver.
We do that.
My name is Reed, and I'm part of. I came to the lodging program here that Racing for Recovery offers because my life was growing, getting out of control. I just want to feel better. Come here to learn how to feel better about myself, and so that I don't go back to self-destructive behaviors.
I'm Dominic, and I'm here because I needed a helping hand to lift me out the art, and it's pretty low.
Good.
I'm Maddie. I'm here to learn how to be
A better what?
me.
Better you? Okay.
I'm Cheyenne, and I'm here to listen.
My name's Red. I'm here because racing helped me to get myself out of a hole that I thought I'd never get out of. And now I couldn't imagine being anywhere else on a Thursday night.
Alyssa, I'm here because this place is kind of starting to grow on me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
I'm Shy, and Racing for Recovery gave my life balance and a new direction.
Cool.
I'm Ben. I'm here to put myself back together.
Right on.
I'm Caleb. I'm here to get the tools I need to gain long-term sobriety.
I'm Elijah. I finally have the hope for a better life that I've never had before.
Cool. Good. Good.
My name's Jamie, and I'm here to stay connected to this family.
Yeah, you are.
I'm Zach, and I believe that God put me here for a reason, so I'm excited.
Kyle, I'm here to figure life out.
Okay.
Shelby. I'm here to find happiness.
I'm Ronnie. I'm just here to find myself again.
I'm Ben. Working on finding myself again, and it's working.
Ben, we've seen enough of the jersey.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sorry.
Keep on looking at it.
First step is getting rid of that.
I'm Monica, and I'm here to live our best life.
I'm Snoopy, and I'm here because I haven't been to this meeting for a few weeks.
Justin, and consistency is key.
Yes, it is. In the back.
Oh, I'm Ian, and I'm just here to change my life.
I'm Danielle. I'm grateful to be in this program and grateful for second, third, fourth chances.
I'm Tommy. I'm here because I love being today.
I'm Nikki, and I'm here just to figure out who Nikki really is.
I'm Garrett. I'm just here to work myself. And that's Friday.
Right on.
I'm DeAndre. I'm still here because I'm finding peace with myself.
Beautiful.
Who are you?
I'm Jordan. I'm here because this lifestyle is healthy for me.
Good boy.
I'm Mark. I'm here for change.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Heather. This is Andrew. Been doing this for probably over, I guess, 26 months. So it works for me, and it's just really a big part of what I do. And I come here too because I'm just inspired by other people who are truly living like I am. So
It's good.
I'm Allie, and I'm here because this is exactly where I need to be.
I'm Mike. I'm here because I value my life today.
Dude, it's good to hear you say that, man.
Thank
Long
you.
time.
Mean it.
I'm Rick. It's been a while since I've been here. The COVID thing kind of messed everything up for a while, and I started coming here. Actually, the very first meeting in this building was shortly after the death of my son Jacob in 2016, and I felt very strongly after the first time I came in here that this was coming in here and sharing about him and supporting the people in the process of healing would bring a little bit of good out of the bad from that whole situation. And it's good to see all these new faces, and I've been privileged to see a lot of people over the years that have done really well and are still doing really well, you know, after their time working through the program here and stuff. So nice to meet you all.
Good to see you again, Rick.
Yes, to see you.
Eric?
I'm Erica. I'm here to continue living a sober-happy life.
I'm Nick, and I'm just here to maintain.
Cool.
I'm Brian. I'm here for growth.
I'm Joe. I'm here to stay connected.
I'm Alicia. I'm here because I want to be today.
I'm Amanda. I'm here because I get to be.
Madam, I'm here because I love this place.
Right on. Mike.
I'm Mike. I'm here to find my true self, and this is part of my routine.
I'm Casey. I'm here because I like this meeting, and when I can't make it, I genuinely miss it.
I'm local. I'm here because I love every one of y'all. Except for her.
I'm Joey. I'm here to continue to grow and to work.
My name's Molly. I'm here because I want to be. My family's here, and to support everyone up there.
I'm Jeff. I love Racing for Recovery. And these meetings give me hope, and I love when people share their experiences.
I'm Jenny, and I'm here to stay consistent. And this is Joey.
I'm Sheila, and I'm here because I had a son that was pretty much near death, and he was a hot mess before he got here. And that was about over a year ago. And I understand he completed the program, and he's moving on in his life. And, you know, as a family member and as a parent, because I know there's a parent over there, and that gentleman's a parent, I'm going to speak on the parent side for 1 minute. My son's illness caused me illness because I would question Did I leave that there? Where is it at? Did I drop my credit card? My husband one time said, how did you spend $1,300 in a month on different stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, I just did, you know. And I didn't add it all up. And then eventually it all really started coming together. But I need everybody to know that during that period, I was questioning my own mental health. I was like, what's going on? Am I losing stuff? Am I misplacing stuff? I just don't got a handle on life because I didn't realize that somebody else was dipping into all my stuff and affecting me. So, needless to say, as he got well, I got well, we're all well, we're doing good. But he also was through multiple programs before he made it to Racing for Recovery. So if you just get here, give it a chance because I really think it works.
Thank you.
And I just had to say that because I had to dump that. You know, I've carried that for a long time, questioning my own self and feeling that I was messing up. It wasn't me. Somebody else was messing me up.
That's right.
But it's okay now.
That's right. Good stuff.
Good.
I'm Brittany, and I come here pretty much for the same reason, consistency, but I come here especially because I get to see Sheila on Thursdays and stuff like that, so.
Good stuff. Kurt, go ahead.
I'm Kurt, I'm here because the lifestyle has helped me to save my life.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm here because every time I walk through these doors or down that hall, I'm a better person. I'm tempered and makes me a better person every time I'm here. It feels great.
Yeah, I'm David, and I'm here because I brought myself here to finally figure out who the hell I am.
You're David.
Yes, sir.
I'm Kingsley. I'm here to be a part of the positivity, opportunities.
We do that here.
I'm Dave, perhaps to some of you. I'm here to keep every day going towards success, and coming here every day, I feel so damn good to be alive, you know?
I'm Ariel. I'm here to continue learning and growing while I figure out how to live a sober life.
What does FTP mean?
I don't think we should discuss it at this point.
Oh, damn.
Look at Red.
I kind of answered that myself as I was asking her that question. Fruit, tomatoes, and people. Go ahead.
I'm Cody, and I'm here because I'm not quite all there.
Me either, buddy. We're good.
I'm Al, and I'm here to learn how to live a happy and healthy life.
Awesome.
I'm Ryan, and I'm here because I want a better life.
Cool. Jay, go.
I'm Jay, and I'm here because I've gained a lot of weight.
I'm Jay. Also, I'm here. Actually, I'm blessed to be here, and I always say this is in my wheelhouse. I'm here to pound the miles and work on my mental and physical health.
Right on.
I'm Dan. I drove by this place for many years, buying tile across the street, wondering what's going on in this building. And I came to a point in my life where I needed to be surrounded by people with the right attitude towards sobriety and different things that I've been hearing. I'm a walk-in. I walked in 2 days ago and talked to Cody, talked to Dan, and I'm loving every bit of it. I did the meeting last Thursday. I'm doing the IOP in the mornings. I'm changing my life, and I love it here at the groups. They're great, and and I'm sharing and be amongst all the people in the right attitudes, and so it's a great thing for me to be here.
Wow. Welcome, Dan.
He said beautiful stuff at the men's meeting last night, too.
Good stuff. Zoe.
I'm Zoe. I really like this meeting, and after I leave, every time I feel better about myself, feel more understood.
Good, good.
I'm Amber, and I'm here because I get to be, and I love listening to everybody when I come in.
Wow. Cool.
I'm Andrew, and I'm here because this place helps me keep my head out of my ass.
I love it.
Are you a Bowling Green fan by any chance?
No, not by chance. No, not at all.
Didn't think so. Okay.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm here
here for support, to give support, but I also really enjoy this meeting and I enjoy these people.
I'm Haley. I'm here for support and for growth.
I'm Daniel. I'm here because I'm in it to win it, and I heard this is where champions and victors hang out.
Right on. Are you in this class?
I am today.
I'm Mark. I'm here because I love sobriety.
I'm Todd. I am honored to be in this group. I love the banter that goes on here. I love the friendships that are built here. I love the lives that are improved here, and I'm just thankful that we are all here. Who has the answer?
Yours truly.
All right.
The answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain. As I approach the light of hope that lies before me, each step overwhelms me. Every breath sears my throat. I ache. My body rebels against me. My memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. The voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what has happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I'm a human being, full of thoughts and feelings. I'm worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answer. Open arms, understanding smiles, and looks of trust. And so it begins, racing for recovery.
Beautiful. Okay, quick announcement. Saturday at 2:30 at Tamashanner, which was my second home for many years, we're having the annual Racing for Recovery family skating night. Bring yourself, bring your family, your kids. Your grandpa's still playing, bring him out too, whatever. It doesn't cost anything. We can thank Tamashanner, and if you run into a Mike Mankowski, please thank him because they donated the ice to us. Racing for Recovery will pay for any rental skates you guys need. Come out. If you can't skate, who cares? Come out. It's a good time. It's fun. Loco, you being the big Red Wings fan that you obviously aren't, we'll be looking forward to seeing you out there with your stocking cap. Again, Saturday, 2:30. We got the ice for an hour. It's a great time. Come on out. Okay, that's it. Am I missing any other announcements?
I think you're good.
Okay. Does anybody having a hard time that you want me to do something with that? If not, I'm going to do some stuff. No? We good? Everybody okay? Okay. Any? Sure? All right. So I had the pleasure of sitting in the evening group tonight, and I want to do some more of that. That was really cool. Ariana and Jessica did a great job of running it, and I wrote down a couple of things that I thought were good topics, and we're just going to do one of them. But there's two questions in this. So question number one is, what is the risk of not sharing how you truly feel? Okay, what's the risk? Like I asked everybody, anybody got something they want to do? We ask it all the time. If there's a problem, say it. What's the risk of not saying how you truly feel? On the flip side of that, what are the rewards of sharing how we truly feel? Okay? So what are the risks of, and we've all done it, you want to say something, but you're afraid you're going to sound dumb, there's a live stream going on, blah, blah, blah. Other things you convince yourself not to say anything. What's the risk of that for yourself, for your family, for the people you may not know that are watching this in Texas? On the benefit side, what are the benefits of truly expressing how you feel and how awesome you are? Who could benefit from hearing that, right? All right. Mr. Michigan back there, too.
Go ahead, Joe. I know in previous places I stayed pretty shelled up and held things in, and I didn't get to the core root of my problems, my trauma. So coming here, even in the beginning of here, I was still reserved, didn't want to talk because I didn't want to sound stupid or people didn't want to hear it or whatever. But once I opened up and really got into why I was doing the things I did, got out here over a year sober and doing good and loving life now. So open up.
How long did it take you to have the courage to actually speak? How long were you here for?
Like every once in a while, if I had something that really, like, I really had to get off my chest, I would. But 4 or 5 months, I really felt comfortable with really opening up.
Dan, I know if I'm not candid and share things today, I have learned by lifestyle number 6 that isolation and self-pity leads to destruction. And if I do not share things, my mind will constantly ruminate on that, whatever I'm fighting, whatever I need to get out, whatever I need to talk about. So every chance I get, if I have something going on, I'll bounce it off with someone in this room or in this building, and I'll get a good, solid answer. That's the reward of it. That is, when I share something, I get a truthful, straightforward answer, not some sugar-coated garbage that you know, somebody else would want to hear. I want to hear the truth, because I deal in realities today. All that other made-up garbage, I do not deal with today. So, yeah, that's definitely the reward, is I get a truthful answer, and it feels good.
Okay. Risk for not saying anything. I've always internalized everything, and it'll eat you from the inside out. The reward to actually become vulnerable and get it out has been, it's been a relief. It's a release. So I can get that weight off my shoulders. Perfect example, kind of like the movie The Wild that we watched the other day.
Yeah.
It's getting that backpack lighter and lighter.
Great movie.
Yes.
Yeah, right on.
Go ahead, Mike.
For me, risk not talking, the risk of it is not allowing myself to heal. Not being vulnerable will cause me to keep things inside and not get to the root problem. And like Dan said, the isolation, that's huge for me. And that's something that I did in the past. I didn't talk. And the positive of talking and being vulnerable is finding the root of the problem. You know, like we come in here looking for trauma. We assume what our trauma is, but by getting vulnerable and talking about it, we really find out, you know, it's a lot deeper than what a lot of us think. For me personally, and it allows other people to relate to you, and it also shows who's there for you.
So, since you've done that, how has that helped you improve in your own sobriety?
It's allowed me to talk a lot more about my problems. I don't overthink things. You know, it showed me how many people I have in my corner by talking and getting vulnerable, and that I have so many people that I can reach out to, and even them reaching out to me, they can call me on it when when they can see it. It's just choosing whether or not to talk about it.
Loco.
Kind of like what Ben said, you know, pressure bust pipes. To me, not talking about an issue, it don't have to be so much trauma. You could be healed from that. You could just be going through a certain thing. It could be a breakup. It could be a death. It could just be anything, you know, that's affecting you. But, you know, you get to the point where you feel like you've gone so far, and you feel like if you show any kind of backpedaling, that you create doubt, not only in yourselves, but in other people. And so to me, it's like, you know, to not talk about it, to ponder on it, and not speak about it. The risk is, to me, pondering or dwelling on, you know, soaking on something creates reservations, because it changes your mindset to where you're like, you start beating yourself up, like, man, I got this problem, but I don't want to tell nobody about it because one, you know, I should be this much further. You start, you know what I mean, you start having doubts in yourself, you know, and those doubts start feeling shame, and then you start feeling guilty for feeling this way and not being able to speak about it. And then you get to the point where you sat in it so long, you feel like there's no point in speaking on it. So then, you know, here comes reservations and self-destruction. You know, myself an experience, you know, and I'm speaking from experience because I've done that. To where you don't want to disappoint anybody for having these thoughts. It could be anything, you know what I mean? You know, it could be any kind of emotional feelings, you know what I mean? We spoke about emotions. So to me, it's like, you know, not speaking on it and rushing back, which is Friday, because instead of moving forward even a half a step, you're going 10 steps backwards. And, you know, that's never good, you know. So the reward of it is one day being vulnerable and just you know, speaking on it. Two is facing the fear of or whatever was beating you up in the first place of not sharing. You know, and three, somebody can be going through something similar and be in the same mindset as you were, not wanting to share, and give them the strength, motivation to release the pressure and not, you know, take them steps back, you know, and so there's always more to gain than there is, you know, I mean, you lose everything, but you gain more just by releasing that pressure, you know what I mean? You ain't got to put the pieces back together, they're already there, you know?
Thank you.
Heather.
Yeah, I think it's really been such a road for me where I started out my life being like being taught to internalize my issues. And so I'm sort of like suck it up, buttercup. You're tough, you're strong if you don't speak. You know, and just put on a face for the world, which was compounded as I went through my life. And, you know, was gifted this beautiful child. And so it's like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm okay. And as I went through this process, I was just dying inside. I didn't really understand that it's okay to speak how I feel about things. That is not a weakness. And coming here, that's when I learned that. And I learned and fell in love with my own voice. And there's such power in it because, you know, as I've come along, I feel like if I don't speak that, I internalize quite a bit, and I'm not going to do that. If it's not a great day, I'm going to speak it. I'll have a sense of humor about it. I always have a plan for how I'm going to get back to the peace that I have in my life on a daily basis. So as I've come through this process in the last few years, I've gotten a lot stronger in that. There are things that I would feel completely ashamed about that I look back and I'm like, wow, like why would you even feel that way? And it's being able to relate to others who speak their mind as well, and being vulnerable in the fact that mine is a very different road. We all had very different roads. And my willingness to speak on that is also being an advocate for us in our life. And that's how I grow as a person, is in how I also enlighten the world, I think, maybe a little bit, to something that may be different. And someone who feels that way, like I said, we all have different things that they can feel like they can speak on something that may just be, you know, a little bit different. I think that it's a great way to learn to overcome. I feel like there are a lot of things I don't need to share anymore because I'm just doing it in my own life. And I also feel like there are friends that are so close to me that I truly share with, so I don't feel like I need to share everything. I think in this process
it's part of it. It's part of it for some of us that really, if we've held every single thing inside of ourselves, that we have to sort of share everything and feel like we need to get all that out. And then as you go along, you feel like you don't need to, and you become stronger to where those things that really would hit you in the heart don't. But you're never like immune to getting hit in the heart. And learning through that process, which ultimately can be very, very difficult. But part of speaking it is also facing those things that are new, that you come up because you are living. And to speak it sometimes is really just, it's something that is alleviating to your own self, but also like, wow, okay, that's how they're figuring out how to get through this process, or how they did. That's the most beautiful thing about this, is that once you're done being here, you go into the community, you're still able to speak that, you know, through the meetings, through being here, you know, in this process, but in life as well, being a shining example of sobriety, of life, because this is what this place gives you that other places like this don't, is we grow and can continue to be a part of each other's lives after we step down. And I think that that is truly a gift that I don't know where else it exists.
It doesn't.
So I'm very grateful.
So as we're going around here, good group so far every time we're in. Here's the ultimate price that we pay, and I keep seeing my friend Rick here, who I haven't seen in a while, and I think of, not to bring up a bad point, what if Jacob would have done something that day? What if you'd have called, right? And it's one reason why we are so adamant about people not being on their cell phones in here, because we had a guy in here on a Monday night who, during the meeting, ordered drugs and picked them up down the street from here, and he went home and he died. And he had a baby on the way. That's the ultimate price of not simply raising your hand and saying, I need some help. So whatever was bothering that guy that night, what if he would have raised his hand during the meeting and said, I'm thinking about getting drugs? He probably would not have gotten drugs that night. And his newborn child would have a dad. And that happens all the time. Think of everybody in here who's used and OD'd or whatever happened to you. What if you would have said something different that night? What if you'd have came here? What if you'd asked for help somewhere? That's the magnitude of what we're talking about not simply raising your hand and saying, hey, I feel I'm hurting, can anybody do? And the answer at Racing for Recovery is whatever you want, we're going to make it happen. Carry on.
Go ahead, Jake.
You know, our whole world is based on communication, obviously, especially with everything going on. And something just popped in my head, and I was in the corporate world for 30 years, and my success was predicated on relationship building and communicating. And when I went through the throes the last 2 years of my addiction, I was the isolating king. I didn't share anything with anybody. Obviously, it didn't help. I thought I was saving my kids and my parents from what I was doing, but it made everything worse. I by default, created no support system at all because I wasn't communicating at all. I think the reward for me is this place. And just a quick note, Dan's been here a couple days. I've listened to him speak, and we have a lot in common business-wise and children and some other things. And so we sat down next to each other. It's the first time I talked to him for 4 minutes before the meeting. We just shared so many things in 4 minutes. And it made me feel comfortable. I'm sure it made you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think I tend to not use the word fellowship because that's that other crew, but I think it happens naturally. And I can tell you, for me, being here, communicating with everybody and trying to help some people, because I've had some success because I'm trying to do the right thing, and good shit has come into my lap because of it. And if you can share the good things you're doing and the stupid things you're doing, you're going to help everybody, even the bad stuff.
Good, James.
Benita.
I was nervous to go first thing. So the first thing I thought was secrets keep you sick. I know it's like
what? Say it again.
Secrets keep you sick.
Oh yeah.
And when Heather was sharing, I really just thought back to, I was in a 6.5-year relationship with my child's father, who is one of the people that didn't ask for help when he was struggling and passed away. So for the 6.5 years we were together, the relationship should have been over 4 years before it was. It was just very toxic. I don't want to speak ill of him because he's gone, but we just weren't good for each other. And I didn't ask for help. I kept everything looking good on social media because I wanted everybody to think I had this beautiful family and I was doing really well, and I grew up really crappy, so I wanted everybody to think I did it. I did the right thing. And I just thought when you were talking about people not asking for help, that I was just enabling him to continue doing what he was doing because I didn't want to look bad. And I didn't want people to judge me. I didn't want to be a burden to my family or to anybody, his family really. So that just came up when Heather was talking. I thought about that. But so I recently had a question to myself: am I sharing too much in group? Because I feel like, and it's probably not true, but I just feel like people don't like me, or that they don't care what I have to say, or I should keep it in my one-on-ones, or just that kind of stuff. And I talked to my therapist about it, and he asked me how I feel when I share in group. And why do I care what anybody else thinks? Because am I leaving feeling better about myself, and like I've answered my questions, and not those exact words. Well, probably most of this is in my head, but it's true, because maybe I'm sharing I don't know. Maybe I'm sharing too much right now, but I feel better. I came in here because I have questions, because what I was doing wasn't working, and I don't know the answers. So I came in here, I asked the questions, and I get responses, and things that people say sit in my mind when I have to make decisions now. Like Eric always says, it's better to understand than to be understood. And I think that all the time. When my first initial reaction is, why would they do that to me? Or like, do they understand how it makes me feel? And that doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. That was backwards. I'm done. I'm sweating.
How do you feel about sharing right now?
Pretty good. Kind of. No.
That was great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're good. And
Monica.
I was just gonna say, I think this is an awesome topic because, at least for me, when I was here about a year ago, I never spoke. I couldn't attest to that. I never spoke. And so when I was faced with some dilemmas and some major, life changes and things like that, I felt like I had no support system. But the truth is, I've never opened up in order to receive any. And so it was, so that is what, I've said that in a couple of groups now, that's what I'm doing differently this time as I'm going to talk. Because without that, it does keep you isolated and, and not able to get the support that you need when you face those bumps in the road. And so I can't emphasize enough, at least for me, how important it is.
Good.
Elijah.
Before I came to Racing for Recovery and started on this lifestyle, I always had such a deep-held bundle of emotions, ranging from fear, anxiety, to anger, just this deep-held tiredness that I couldn't let go of. And, it led me down a road of coping with, drugs and just horrible behavior, being lazy, procrastinating, and I'm just so thankful for, even though I took the first step, you guys have sent me racing down a new life.
Right on, dude. I'm proud of you, buddy. Good stuff. You've spoken very well in the groups that I have been fortunate enough to be in with you this week. Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, just for me, it's one step closer to the dark. Really, ultimately, like what we were discussing, to death. I've been there, isolated. I don't have to be there anymore. Little did I know at the time, the darkness was going to be like both kind of like the tomb and the womb for me. It was like going to cultivate really great things. I didn't know that at the time. I'm really grateful to be sitting here now and to be on the other end of the spectrum of it, which is to me the light, and letting anything go. First of all, holding anything in, good or bad, I don't think is fair to myself or anybody. But like I said, on the other end of the spectrum, when I do let things go, I try to at first kind of handle it myself with like meditation. I had like took a week off of meditation recently, and like I really noticed a big difference. So last night I kind of got like into a 20-minute guided meditation and totally felt like a different person afterwards. And then just picky and choosy about some of the things that I let go to certain people. I mean, that's what I have air for real, you know. And that allows kind of what Heather was talking about, enlightenment almost. Again, to the light, a different perspective from someone that has been there too. I think I'm not just going to speak for myself. You know, we've kind of, I'm sure, all been there or seen someone that has. So, two sides to it. To me, dark and light, pretty simple. I like to keep it simple. Go ahead, Dan.
The subject kind of hit me right in the face because that's something I'm in the middle of right now, is communication with my wife and my adult daughters. And I think the benefits, like Jay mentioned, is communication to the supports I have, because they want to know some of the whys and hows. And every time I try to talk about it, especially with my wife, and I have to get better, I'm getting better at it, it's another notch to my pride of what to release some of that to who I was and what I'm sharing with her. But the benefits is the more she knows and the kids know, the closer and the more they understand. And I think if I release some of that, which I found the other night, I had a conversation with her, and I was able, I said, all right, honey, I'm going to do this. But I'm cautious because there's things I don't think will be helpful. I think I have to be cautious. I don't cross the line to what's hurtful. It was like me taking a little luggage off, like I think the movie I didn't see, like we released some luggage, and they took some of the luggage off of me and felt good about it, you know. So I think the benefit was the fact that they felt I'm sharing something, you know, because there were so many lies through the process of, you know, when we're drinking and we're whatever, you know, we're involved in, that there's vulnerability, and I'm releasing some of that, the truth, you know. I'm willing to give some of the truth. So that's something I've had a hard time with too, and I think we all do. For me, it's the truth is hurts my pride, and I have to wipe that out. I got to say, the hell with the pride. I've got to give them some information, release it from me. I'm going to carry it with me, and I'm getting better with that right now. It's in give my support, like you mentioned, give my support what they need to keep supporting me. Give them what it takes for them to keep supporting me, because they're there. Some of us don't have support. I do, and I got to give them enough to let them maintain being there for me. And every time we've had a conversation the past 3-4 nights, I'm getting closer to where I'm releasing some of the information that they're asking for. I feel better, and I think there's benefits, and the risk would be not releasing it and holding it in. That's just more I'm holding in. That would be the risk, and them feeling I'm holding back. You know what I mean? Them feeling I'm holding back something that they would feel good to take off my shoulders. You know, so.
Give me in one word only. Give me the word that you felt driving past here, but not coming in.
At the time, I had no reason to come in. I was what let's call a well-managed alcoholic, running a company. And with COVID, 3 years ago, shut multiple businesses down, and things went crazy, and I just went off the deep end and lost control and just somewhat depressed, seriously depressed. And from there, I lost control of who I was and what it was about. And then after sitting here and my children looking into it, you know, saying yes and not liking some of the other things people in programs I've reached out to, this is the place. And I'm loving every bit of it. It's a new approach. It's surrounding yourselves, and you know. And I want every tool. I'm out searching for every tool it takes to maintain sobriety. And this is one of the best tools in the toolbox. For me right now, it is. Yeah, and, you know, I mean, I've searched out, I've self-searched it. You know, I don't know how on earth I've not had legal issues. I should have been put away for some of the positions I put myself into, just by the grace of God. I've always had a relationship with God. You know, He's raised the kids. I mean, God's got me life. That's why I'm here. And I think every place you go, we end up somewhere. There's a reason. It isn't by accident. Okay, where we go, it's a reason we're there. You know, so there's a reason I'm here. You know, so but. With the topic, though, to end with the topic is, yes, I think we need to share, to take something off of us, and I think the people you're sharing with appreciate that you're opening up and you're being vulnerable to them. You know, that's what my children want from me, and my wife, so with that, I pass.
Red. It goes both ways in my opinion. I've had situations where I've been feeling some kind of way and I didn't want to share, but yet someone else had the courage to open up about a similar problem, which gave me some insight on why I was struggling and gave me the courage to be able to openly express how I was feeling and then get some feedback and some help. And then it's happened where after I've shared about a certain situation, people have come up to me and thanked me and said, I really appreciate you opening up. You know, now I kind of got some insight on how to handle my problem. But growing up, in my situation that I put myself in, I was always so quick to ask for help on certain situations, but I'd never do anything about it. It was like I kept shooting myself in the foot, complaining that my foot hurt. People would help me bandage it up, tell me what not to do, tell me how to put the gun on safety so that doesn't happen again, and I'd just take it out the holster and boom, shoot myself right in the foot again, and what happened? Why do I feel like this? You know, eventually people lose sympathy for the guy with a messed up foot.
Right.
You know, so there has to be, and that's only for certain situations, because sometimes life just throws an unfair situation right on your lap, and the only thing you can do to deal with it is support. But there's certain situations that, all right, yeah, that sucks. Here's how we can help you fix it, but you got to be the one to stand up and do it. And now I see that, and I am able to take the necessary steps to correct the, let's say, the hole that I dug myself, which is pretty deep. I'm starting to figure out how to build that ladder to get out. I can't expect somebody to just drop a rope down every time and pull me out.
Well said, Mr. Red.
Matt, go ahead. I want to speak on holding feelings in.
Yep.
As kind of expert on the subject, I'll give a quick backstory. I think it's relevant. You know who I am. Tonight's our first night being all together. 5.5 years ago, my wife passed away. It wasn't an illness. I was at work on third shift. I got the phone call. Found your wife in the water behind the apartment. Get to the hospital ASAP. We were doing well in life. I was just a weekend warrior. I drank beer, maybe a couple beers with the state, and cutting grass on Saturdays. Fighting hard for us. You know, when you're married, us, for me anyway, was mostly her. You know, I did everything I could. We were just beginning the adoption process to adopt a Chinese girl, and everything was gone with the phone call. And 12 hours later, after they resuscitated her, but she never regained any brain activity. So in front of friends and family, they go to me, and I'm the one with the papers to sign a decision that no one ever thinks about making. Especially when you've been married 8 years and you're just getting started in life. But I held things in. I ran from grief and loss and PTSD. What happened? I ran down the bottle, and when the bottle wasn't working, I ran to the hood. And through alcohol and drugs, I existed for a couple of years, but we were never sharing. I lost 2 jobs. Today, just being out of a rehab / dual diagnosis at Flower Hospital, waiting for my, some money so I can get dinner tonight. I'm deleting phone numbers, which is a good start. Deleting all the phone numbers for any bad influences. And now I have 10 phone numbers in my phone. And 2 of them are my parents and 1 of them is my aunt. I've lost friends that would welcome me back with open arms, but for shame and not sharing. You know, I self-ostracized myself.
My map power.
When something bad is in your head, and you don't share, and you don't get it out, you're giving it power. You're giving it power over you. And eventually that bad thought is what you become, and what you see yourself as. The what ifs and I should haves and if only I, and I'm never gonna be right again. I don't care to live for myself. Those thoughts become almost a mantra. And for me, it was a mantra that was on autoplay. And then the mantra became suicidal. And the past year, I've been trying to get help. In and out of extensive rehab and Flower hospitals. This time around, I dug a little deeper into options for treatment. What stopped me from going to treatment is my parents really depend on me for daily things. Not every day, all day. I'm not a medical provider for them, but I'm a provider of, man, I need this, man, I need that, take this upstairs, downstairs, help dad do this, help mom with that. And so I never committed to a program that would keep me away from that for any long period of time. And if only a year and a half ago I knew that the program existed like this, where it would be acceptable to shoot over to mom and dad's and get back here by curfew, and I might be sitting at that table. I've tried it on my own. And just wrap up sharing. If you don't share, you give that thing power. That thing that's making you do what you don't want to do. When you do share, you take that power away from that thing. Just a little bit. And then it starts being scared of you. And more, you continue to take power away from the figure out whatever it is I need to figure out. I want to live for myself. And I thank everybody, and I'm very excited to begin this journey with you guys.
Well said.
I was so pleased and impressed when I walked through those doors. My expectations were far over exceeded. And I hope to get to know more of you real soon.
So how many people are going to go up and introduce themselves to Matt after this meeting, right? Right on. That's what we do. Good stuff. A couple minutes left, 3 people to go.
Andrew.
I have learned over the years that it is very, very important for me to share if I have something bothering me or heavy on my heart, I need to share that. Because I will play mental masturbation with that and shape it and mold it into a mountain, which my magnifying mind will give it power, so much power over me and my thoughts, that the thought of doing something detrimental to my health, whether it be a choice to use or suicide or whatever, will look good. But once I take that step and I share what's bothering me, 9 times out of 10 for me, what was bothering me, once I share it, ain't shit. It's like, man, why was I fretting about that? Why was I letting that bother me? Because I have a magnifying mind. Everything, I'm so used to all or nothing thinking that if I don't, it's just, if I let it get inside my head, and it'll consume me. So once I share it, it's gone. It has no more power, and it's usually nothing. So it's very, very important for me to share what's bothering me.
Oh, well said.
Giddy up, Babs.
No, for me to share, in the beginning, it was a big thing because what it did for me, it was telling my mind that I needed help. And I was reaching out to others for that help. And here, why would I not take advantage of what is resourced around here? Because I come in here, and I said initially, I wanted to find out who Dave was. And if I didn't speak out, and if I didn't find out my answers that I've had crunched up in my life for 40 years, 49 years, whatever, but if I didn't do that, I'd still be back at square one because my mind would still be over the top of what I'm thinking and not what I wanted to think and who I want to be.
Well said. Kingsley, and then we're done.
Yeah, I have to have trust before I can really share. To be really true, I gotta have a relationship with somebody before I can really let them in to what's really going on with me. I'm really trying to build relationships. I'm blessed to have a father in my life who really is there for me, and I really respect him, so I can go to him and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, but I still have this pride and this proud pride that I try to get past when I'm like with my dad. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about using again. I've been doing so well. I've got, I've been on this path. My dad's proud of me. My dad's looking at me like I'm doing something right. And then I say, hey, I think I want to use. He's like, he doesn't understand it. So it's really important for me to have people that are doing positive things that I can look to and say, hey, man, I'm struggling with this. What can I do? What should I do, man? You know, but it's so hard to open up my mouth and say, I need help. Like that's why I really came here, and I'm blessed. So thanks.
How are we building trust with you?
Giving me feedback, allowing me to speak, and I'm just showing up. So
Me asking you that question after you made that statement, does that show that we're listening to you?
for sure.
Good. That's our way of building trust, right? What was your name again?
The King.
Okay. Good stuff. If you don't laugh, you didn't come here to get all your money's worth. Before we close up, I want to acknowledge, well, I got to tell you the story. I took my dad to the hospital today for some tests or whatever, and we were talking about Racing for Recovery, and I go, Dad, you know, this whole building has just become a bigger extension of what my bedroom used to look like when I was a kid. And he's like, I know. And my point in saying that, seeing Jay's lovely picture up on the wall, is we owe Adam Custer a huge round of applause because this is the guy that hangs everything up in here and makes our place look well. So. And I am sure that he is not happy I did that, which makes it even better.
I can zoom in farther.
Who has the closing poem for us tonight?
Right
Go ahead,
here.
Rick.
I've always wanted to do this, so before I start, I just want to dedicate the reading of the autobiography to a very special friend of mine. You know who you are. I walk down the street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. But it isn't my fault. It takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it's there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. I walk down another street.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
You hate it? You hate it?